Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Entertainment Headquarters, your headquarters where we talk all things entertainment, movies, television, news, reviews, and more. And oh boy, am I not excited! Um, Ever since I was a young kid, I've been a big fan of this particular character. You know, kids today are all about Marvel, DC, all the superheroes. But when I was a kid, growing up in the 80s, it was always about the Ghostbusters, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Transformers, He-Man, um, and film-wise, it was Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, and a hell of a lot more. But one character that stuck with me from a kid up to adulthood because they had an impact on my life from when I seen it for the very first time is the big guy in the back, Godzilla. That's right. Started off in 1954, is a very serious black and white movie. The message was all about the effect of the Hiroshima bomb, the side effects, and the reaction to that. And it was a very gruesome movie. It then spawned a huge franchise, which then, of course, got goofier and goofier as it went on. Eventually, the West decided to have a shot in 1998 with their Godzilla film, which did reasonably well, but wasn't received well by the Godzilla and the kaiju uh, community and fans. Then, jump a few years later, Marvel's on a high, DC's doing reasonably well, and Legendary decided to try the shot at making their own franchise by bringing us the Monsterverse. The Monsterverse started in 2014 with Gareth Edwards' film of the same name. It's since spawned Kong, Skull Island in 2017, Godzilla King of the Monsters in 2019. Then, of course, in 2021, we had Godzilla vs. Kong. In next April, we're getting the direct sequel to that film, which is Godzilla plus Kong in the New Empire. So, it's not on the level of Marvel or DC, but it has had a slow burn and it seems to be continuing, growing. And for the very first time, like Star Wars, like Marvel, like all the big franchises, Legendary has teamed up with Apple TV, Apple Plus, to bring us the first ever Monsterverse television show called Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. Now, I might be biased because I grew up with the character. I'm very excited for this. They had a teaser a couple of months ago which showed you a little bit of the monster action. Not much of Godzilla, just a couple of clips. And the rest was about laying the foundations of the characters involved. Kurt Russell's in this. I caught, his son Wyatt Russell's in this. There's a host of another amazing actors and actresses in this. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll tell you a bit of the backstory. So this series I do know is set after the events of Godzilla 2014. The story for that, a quick recap, was in Janjira, the power plant. It is goes into nuclear shutdown. It's about to, shut down. There's an accident. Nuclear radiation is about to be released, and they think it's just a terrible accident. But in reality, parasitic spores that have suddenly awakened after years and years of being dormant have drilled into the power plant. The male awakens and is given the title Muto. The female spore is in Vegas and hatches. They meet up in San Francisco to mate. And in the middle, there's a little bit of hints and a little bit of history of this alpha predator, alpha species that is there to turn the balance against the threats of the earth from these other creatures. And that alpha predator, alpha species turns out to be Godzilla, who goes to San Francisco, beats the Mutos, is victorious, and then the world are now know that these monsters exist. And this series apparently is the aftermath of that, of when the world finds out that monsters do truly exist, Godzilla's really exists, how they react, and it's also about the legacy and the history of the families connected to the Monarch organization. And Monarch is the secret organization that basically is in charge of researching, discovering, finding ways to deal with the giant creatures, kaiju, which in the Monsterverse universe are known as the Titans. So that's enough about the Godzilla franchise. That's enough about the Monsterverse. Give you a bit of a recap. Let's get to why we're here and let's have a look at Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. Boom.
Monarch was there, in San Francisco. When the whole city was coming down, these guys were taking pictures, like they'd been waiting for it.
You think that your father was working for them?
This stuff was in a safe.
Who are they? What's Monarch?
This is the world we live in. Monsters are an inescapable reality.
Those files belong to us, and they are more important than you could possibly imagine.
This is gonna give me nightmares.
Yeah.
Now, you can choke down that Monarch lie. About your father disappearing. Or we can find out what really happened. Before it's too late. Oh my God, go! This world, it's not ours. Believe me.
It's so much more vast than we could possibly imagine.
These monsters and Monarch have taken everything from me. No more.
The world is on fire. If you want to save millions of lives, we can use some help.
November the 17th. What can I say? That was better than I expected. 100%. I seen the trailer, the teaser trailer not long ago that showed you a tiny glimpse of Godzilla and a couple of the Titans, the monsters. But it was mostly, I think, focusing on the characters, which, like I mentioned before, is about the legacy of these families that are integrated within the Monarch organization. This one, that did not look like a television trailer. It looked like the next film trailer, the next Monarch, the next Monsterverse feature film trailer. It didn't look like a television trailer. You can tell that Apple have spent a hell of a lot of good money to make this show. They've obviously got a lot of faith in it. It's kind of come out of nowhere. They've kind of been building it slowly with not much buzz. Well, this trailer clearly is putting the buzz out there for it now. November the 17th, Apple Plus. I'm going to be there. I love the visuals. The world they've built, and that's what I love about this the most, is the world. They're connecting to the original 2014 film. They're showing you things that were happening during that film on like the bridge and that from a different perspective. And you're going to see things that you didn't get to see on screen within the film, within the show. And I think that is just a marvellous and excellent, from a story point of view, and for, character building and for world building. That is just a marvellous idea. You've seen hints of like wreckages on an island. It could be Skull Island, it could be a different island. I think it's more or less going to be the island where we seen Godzilla first appear at the beginning of the first movie, because this is all tied in with Godzilla 2014, so I'm believed. That power plant, well, was it a power plant near the end in the ruins? Could that have been Janjira? Could we be going back there? Them little orbs that obviously are eggs, could they be more mutos? The giant creatures that Godzilla fought in 2014, were they all killed? It's quite inventive, and it's got me interest peaked. Not just as a Godzilla fan, first and foremost, yes, Godzilla fan. Even got the t-shirt on. Might be biased, but it's got me interest peaked for all of the Godzilla goodness, the kaiju goodness, the Titan goodness. But it's from a science fiction point of view, it looks like a brilliant show. I'm excited for it as well because, like I mentioned earlier, when they're with the original Toho series, the films got goofier and goofier, from the serious to the goofy. And I feel like the Monsterverse films have got more outlandish as they've gotten on. From serious, grounded tone to like over the top science fiction blockbuster by Godzilla vs. Kong. This is going along the lines of Godzilla 2014, which is what I'm loving about it. And I'm more excited for this than I think the next film, because I think this has the potential to really do well if it follows the tone of 2014. And I think we need more seriousness as well as brilliant Titan monster on monster action. In the last shot of Godzilla, especially in a daylight shot, for me personally, that was the money maker, seeing him in all his glory at the end of this trailer. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these big blockbuster films, depending on the budget, the majority of scenes are filmed at night. The fight scenes are always done somewhere in the dark, or there's darkness around them. And that was something I think was a disappointment of King of the Monsters in 2019. A lot of the fights and the sequences were in the dark. Some people felt like they were too blurred. You couldn't see the action going on. They improved on that with Godzilla vs. Kong, and now it seems they've taken it a step further, and to have him just standing there in his glory, in full view, in daylight, and showing every scale, every inch of his body in all the detail, was just the money maker. So yes, November the 17th on Apple Plus, Godzilla is heading there in Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. So what I want you to do is comment below. Tell me what, if you liked the trailer, what you thought of the trailer, what you didn't like of the trailer. Are you bothered? Will you be tuning in? I want to know. I'm definitely tuning in because like I said, I'm a huge kaiju monster fan. Followed the big guy since a kid, so I'm definitely gonna be there. If you like this video, if you're intrigued, let us know. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Entertainment Headquarters. Keep loving your movies, keep loving your television, keep loving all things entertainment. And I'll see you at the next one.
We'll be right back.